YouTube, Saval here, and I'm doing a review of latest balance patch. A few things get adjusted according to the developers. We have a comment here. They nerfed elementals and Naga, as well demons and undead. So demons and undead are here. They kind of get adjusted, so the redistribution of power in terms of those two tribes, and elementals and Naga get nerfed because they were pretty good, very solid. Also, the hero Raynor, the new hero, get kind of nerfed, kind of changed because, as you can, we're gonna go through that here. There was some changes needed. And obviously we have buffs to beasts, dragons, murlocs, and quillboars. Not sure if dragons and murlocs necessarily needed some buffs, but there's like some minor buffs, so that should be fine. The huge one is, spoiler, Hunter of Gatherers is back. That's a very, very huge change. So, let's go to the changes. In terms of duos, the 10 timer was extended on 10-8 onwards. Duos, I recently played in the tournament. It was extremely difficult to play. The time was very limited. Even with the speed up combat, it's still not enough time in most cases, so this is a welcome sight for the duo players. But let's move on to the hero update. So Dream Raynor get kind of nerfed. So okay, so they tie in the battle cruiser with the hero power. So now, if you steal the battle cruiser, you just cannot really abuse it, right? So you won't get the upgrades. So you can steal it, but you're not gonna be able to upgrade. And this is caused, like, let's say Tess, Scabs, or even the spell were able to steal that precious battle cruiser, then you will maybe even get the second one, and then suddenly you're invincible. So this change tie in the token to the hero power, so even if you steal it, you're not gonna be able to abuse it. So this is a welcome side. It's kinda like, while obviously Tez and Scabs have this flavor of stealing stuff, this was just way too good. So Artanis also get buffed, kinda buffed, so now requires only 14 cards. So I think you reliably can get Mothership, which is like the best one. On 10-6, the cruiser is back, so the carrier is back, but they changed it. So the interceptors don't attack immediately now, so infinite loops were gone. And this is a huge theme of this patch. They remove a lot of infinite stuff. There was infinite loops with Bone Render, which, spoiler, I don't think it changed. But they changed some interaction around it, so we're gonna go through them. So yeah, so the golden carrier get changed as well. Artanis probably is better, and they remove the, like, probably is now way better because you 14 cards means you're gonna get your Mothership. If you hit Mothership on 10-6, then that's gonna be good in specific lobbies, but no longer super broken because, you know, you cannot go infinite. And Kerrigan get buffed as well. Less armor, but they actually changed a lot. So spawning pool, upgrading the hero power cost 1 less. They also adjusted... Wait. So the first one cost 1 less, but the second one cost 1 more, which is very weird. Oh, but they made a huge change. So you cannot get... There you go. The big change is you cannot go tier 1 adapts once you go to tier 3 adapts. So it's probably a big buff, and they upgraded some stuff, which we can click here, I guess. Virus link, let's go. I clicked and nothing appeared, but I'm gonna cut. So for the YouTube, it's not gonna be visible. They buff some stuff. Oh, buffs were here. Tetan and Blood Butcher, they changed the tier of the body. It's probably because of Eyes of Red Mother. There was like a loop you could do with this Tetan and Blood Butcher. And there is an anomaly that has bodies inside, so that's probably game-breaking synergies. So they changed the Tetan and Blood Butcher body, which is nothing good. So this one is big. The Grey Bow is banned with Max, and it's probably because of Automaton and Bone Render on Grey Bow were close to invincible. As you just find Automaton, double Kangor's Apprentice, and God May Have Mercy. So I guess that's because of that. And Anub-arak is also banned in Backlog games, yes. So I don't like it. Bone Render needed to be addressed, I think, more direct. They just didn't do that. They just removed the Anub-arak. I don't see Terron being banned in the mech lobbies. Like, they might as well remove this hero. The great Anub-arak can be as well deleted, because the only good strategy with him was Automaton. And it was basically banned. Blizzard has no mercy. Okay, let's go to the card pool updates. Hunter of Gatherers, already mentioned, is back. And huge one is Hora Mirgleton. And this one is very huge. Coles, hear me out? Hear me out? Brim counter is actually quite good. Especially that you can run Bone Render with huge bass skills, I mean, you summon from bass skills, the huge Brim counters from your hand with Bone Render gives you tremendous amount of the stats. So Murlocs, both Murlocs, like Murlocs have the keyword stripe archetype with like Neo Agent, Lock Prince and such, obviously Brann. And now the hand buff also kind of works nicely, so Murloc's gonna be probably one of the best tribes, and Horal is huge, as it's quite easy with a Wisdom Ball to golden it, and obviously Lookout and such. So Murloc's probably gonna be one of the best tribes right now, because this addition is kinda huge. Next changes, Toxic Tumbleweed is back, but only for solos, and Recruitment Program was actually removed from Tavern's pool. This is probably for the balance purpose, and this one I don't know, but it's probably for balance purpose as well. From the Sire enjoyers like myself, the Red Hand get removed, one of the worst quests ever. There's also an Anomaly. So this is not to buff Sire. There's an Anomaly that you can get quest rewards. So in that one, whoever gets the Red Hand, or there is an additional one that gives you the hand buff and Divine Shield, just wins in early game. So they had to remove the Red Hand just because of that Anomaly, because otherwise that Anomaly is unplayable garbage. I should not swear. So they had to remove the Red Hand. This is a welcome sight. I wish that removed that Anomaly altogether. I really dislike the quest reward one. It's my least favorite alongside the Yogg Wheel. So hopefully they remove them in the future, which they will. They actually made a comment about the Anomalies somewhere out there. Yeah, they will still adjust the Polo, so hopefully they remove those Anomalies, but that's my personal wish. So to continue the theme of Bone Render is a problem, Relentless Sentry. Oh, the Toxic Tumbleweed was removed altogether, not only for duos, okay, I get kind of baited, I cannot read. Chat pointed out, okay, Toxic Tumbleweed was removed permanently, and Recruitment Program was removed from duos. I kind of cannot read. I assume this is just a duo change, because there's a duo sign, but I cannot read. So thank you, chatter, for pointing this out. I'm recording this live, so there's some mistakes, so Relentless Sentry is this is the unit that you could actually go Infinite Loop with Bone Render, because you get a lot of them, and after 4 unit dies, they get reborn. So you could actually create Infinite Loop with the Relentless Sentry. So you have to remove, once again, Bone Render, Khadgar makes it so. And similar to Staff of Scourge, with Staff of Scourge, you could also go close to Infinite Loop. This is a lesser trinket reward for Undead. They had to remove it, because, well, there's Infinite Loop, because there is a Khadgar, so they had to remove it. Okay, now go to the minion updates. Okay, so a lot of units get buffed. So Arm of Empire was unplayable at 2 attack. It was really not good synergy. I mean, occasionally you had Anoyotron and Module, but really nothing amazing. And right now, this is still the scaling, like right now the power level is so high, this is not still the card you want to run. But it's a 4/4, right? And if you have 1 town unit, already provides some additional value, so it's a decent tempo unit. Better in mech lobbies when you have units with access to Divine Shield and Taunt. Surprise, surprise. But nothing game breaking, and we will not see Arm of Empire comms like in the past. But definitely some improvement to the overall performance of the card. The big one is Nala. So we had the Salon Dancer, which was giving +5/+5. So a lot of people pointed out that you need to have 5 tribes and Nala to make up for it, to kind of make it even. So it was very difficult, especially that you want to run Brann Bronzebeard, because that's the best card in the history of the game. I'm not kidding. So they make it +3/+2, which actually adds up. If you have some premium units to buff, like we have a Cyber Drake right now, which can be your Divine Shield Dragon. We can have Deflectors on Holo Rovers. So this is definitely a welcome side. The card's gonna still nothing super game breaking, as it's impossible to outscale some other strategies, but now you get your Nala, maybe get second Nala, scale 4 units, later on Mutanus away, one of them, play some scam like Leroy's. So it's a welcome side that they make additional archetype based on Tavern spells more viable, and we have some anomalies that actually, this card gonna probably shine in certain anomalies. Okay, so this is a change to Nagas. So Nagas are very, I mean, I can show some statistics maybe to kind of point it out what actually happened with Nagas. So Nagas were terrible. So Blizzard was like, let's give Nagas some win conditions. And they brought back the Lord of Gains, and in the recent patch, Tide Mistress Atisa. And as you can see here, stats. The best hero in the game at higher MMR last 7 days is Queen Ashara. So Queen Ashara is, I mean, I personally won all the lobbies with her, but one, I think I get top 2. She's crazy solid. So ramping up spells, Groundbreaker can go toes to toes with demons, and now you have Atisa and Lord of Gains, and great synergy with Brann because they added Shell Whistle and Drakari. So Nagas were like fitting in every like it was very easy to build it. They had so many pieces that were great. And if we go to comps, even though this is not S tier according to Jeev, they're probably somewhere like they're not even here, but it's probably a bit of noise. But if you go to statistic, which is only 7,000 MMR, average placement, Nagas are by far the best tribe. And this is at obviously lower range of MMR, but still very problematic. Especially that there's a lot of anomalies that gives you additional money or spells or help you level up. So having so many win conditions, like look at this. There's Stat Meter Adisa, there's Darkest Strategies, there's a Groundbreaker, there's Sirivas, like all the premium stuff are for the late game Nagas. And the early game is quite good. As you can see, the best unit you can buy on 10-3, play Impact, is Brann. Okay, this is because of anomalies. So there's anomalies that you can actually get Brann on 10-3. If we disregard this one, which is kind of funny, it's a Thaumaturgist, so that's why Nagas and this card get nerfed. It does no longer buff itself, which means it's bad, and you don't want to run either Drakari or Lord of Gains. You want to run Atisa with Brann, so Nagas probably have less win condition now. This is gonna be bad, as we know from the past that this card was not buffing himself, so it's still occasionally gonna play this with Drakari, especially in Dragon lobbies with Efficient Engineer, but it's actually a huge nerf, so yeah. So demons get buffed. Demons needed some buff. Floating Butcher is tier 3. Okay, I do believe self-damage demon, which is a different archetype. It's not like with Big Brother and you buff the shop. It's like a Tiho Hondrius. Floating Butcher and Weaver. It's gonna be really good because demons have really good units that cheat gold, that you can actually, you know, keep on cycling. Obviously you need the Brann, but most of the cases. But this is gonna be very powerful. And this change is quite huge. Because this being tier 3, there's more copies, suddenly you get the Rewinder, and this is gonna be like 20-20 on 10-3, especially with certain anomalies. So I like this change because self-damage demon is gonna be very strong archetype, but nothing super game-breaking, like a strong archetype, probably high B tier, maybe low A tier. That's my bold prediction. But they nerfed this one, Batty Terrorguard. Because demons are by far the best tribe. If we go to statistic again, always statistics. If we go to statistics again, sponsored by HS Replay, and we go to comps, demons are the best. And if we go to the stats, even though the average placement, the best is Nagas, the first place rate, demons are rank 1. And similar to Elementals, which actually also get nerfed. So as you can see, demons won the most lobbies in the game, even though the average placement put them in the middle of the pack. So it's very topsy-turvy tribe that outscale almost everything in the late game, but obviously have some failure. I mean, it's probably skill issue or lag, as they're very laggy. So, welcome side, this is tier 6 now. So there's a reason now to run Elise and Prince, Merkazar, to get some free rolls and discover 6 drops, as you have powerful 6 drop on tower 6. You will still see a lot of demons, especially with Anomalies ups. It's easier to level and get your pieces. But you will not see as many, like everyone forcing demons in the tribe, as you needed just one golden Betty to really pop off. Now to get some buffs to Beetles, because Beetles needed some buffs. So Forest Rover is the tier 2. This is such a nice change. And the reason it's nice change, because currently beasts have only 2 units. There's the turtle, the Snowjaw, and there is literally the Hummingbird. They have literally nothing on tier 2. They have nothing on tier 1. So having this means that the Vermin that summons the Beetle gonna be way better, and this being a 3-2 that summons 2-2, which is effectively summoning a 3-3, is a crazy tempo as well. So now we have some reason to buy Beetles, and there's also a follow-up. So they obviously were very worried about the Beetles. That's why they nerfed this card, which was utilized with Rylak and was giving 2 attack. Which, 2 attack, like if this was giving 2 attack and 0 HP, the Beetles would be still very powerful. As you can spawn a lot of tokens that they keep on trading. Obviously HP is important, but not as much. So that's why this card has only 1 attack. But this card is back to 2 HP. So this is obviously was and probably would be now one of the best 4-drops in the game. in certain anomalies. There's anomalies obviously, so like obviously the comps that we have unlimited scaling, just play 50 cards per turn, gonna beat Beetles every time. But in certain slower anomalies or in vanilla meta, which might probably never see again, but it's gonna be probably beat better. So this is a welcome side as Beetles were over nerfed. These were like usually the worst tribe in the game, so this is a welcome side, I would say. I mean, not for me. I'm not gonna play Beetles. I'm a streamer, but for you guys, you probably enjoy your roaches. So yeah, Blizzard, listen. Hallelujah! Djinni is tier 6. I just cannot find, like, this is like such a powerful unit. Should be tier 6. Was tier 5 for no reason. Cake by. And Elemental's gonna be way weaker, as this was enabler to the comp. Honestly, they should have nerfed this card and not Ultraviolet Ascendant. And I'm afraid Elemental's gonna be poopy, because they nerfed the Ascendant, which is a win condition. And now they nerfed the Djinni, so there's no reason to play Elementals. Literally, so like compared to other options, like it's not like Elemental's gonna be unplayable, it's just gonna be like, well, I can not play Elementals. I can play Murlocs. That's for example. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. Actually, we'll see how this goes. Okay, so another change, Nether Drake. No one, everyone was wondering why this is 412 as a 4-drop. Like there is a, like for the tier 4. There is a certain calculated number of the stats that unit's supposed to have. And then there you add, there is like a value, right? It's a 5/5, for example, right? And then you add the effect, and then you calculate that, okay, this is a good tier 4, because this is a stat line is decent, and the other stuff kind of match up the text. But this was 412, which is basically like a 5-drop, like even like a good 5-drop stat line for no reason. So now it's 2/6, and this is very relevant as this unit was such a crazy tempo, because it's basically like it was able to buff itself immediately, so it's like 5/12. Then next turn is 7/12. Then you play some buffs, and it's essentially like such a behemoth to kill in great win conditions. So this was a welcome side. I think they could have maybe keep it at 8 HP, but they are like exit, as this is one of the best 4-drops in the game. Hallelujah! I will say this again. Dozy Whelp, the worst card in the game, is now 0/4, and it might be actually playable. Hear me out. This is the worst one drop in the game. It was emergency added instead of front drag. They didn't buff it as they hated it, and now it's 0/4. It's probably still quite bad, but might be not the worst card ever. Okay, so this one is actually quite huge. They already are nerfing Djinni, right? So nerfing Djinni is indirect nerf to the Brann, but the biggest one is the Coast Guard, which is no longer Better Cry. It's a tier 5, so this is kind of buff to Pirates in the mid game, right? You buy your Grifter. So there is a Dublin Grifter, which is quite a good card, but never feels super good. But now we have a Coast Guard. So this is a card that you're gonna cycle with Gallywings. This is a card you're gonna still buy on tier 5 and cycle, as you can hit good Pirate. So it's worth an investment, and also you can get Gambler, you can get Basket to go even, or you can also get the Grace Farsail. So it's, and a Gritty Skitterer. So it's still a really good card. It's tremendous nerf for the late game, and it's tremendous nerf for the Brann. Because you will notice, once you get your Brann or a golden Brann, you're on tier 6, Pirates are in, you play the Coast Guard, you never run out of money. So they had to resolve that issue, because Brann is very powerful. Especially in this meta with all the additional resources. So I really like this change. I also like that they make it tier 5 instead of tier 6. If this was tier 6, it would be unplayable, I would say. You will still see the play, but you will never be happy. Never be happy to play AP and Pirates. Similar, there'll be like no reason to play AP and Pirates. So we'll see how this goes, but this is a welcome side that they try to nerf the Brann. But I'm a bit afraid the Pirate's gonna be a bit weaker, the APM variant. Okay, let's go to Quillbars. Gem Splitter, one of my favorites cards ever. Hear me out, one of my favorite cards ever. Before there was a banner board, there was a Gem Splitter. And I used to be George main. By the way, people are still salty that we put George in unplayable on our tier list like a month ago. That's so funny. I still get like Reddit angry post, George is OP. Well, maybe it is, because we have a great card. Gem Splitter has Divine Shield now. Welcome side. Great gem generation actually. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. Thank you. I know the patch is out. Let me update. Check for updates. Updating. Take a breather. Okay, so Board Gamer was fixed. Okay, so there was a problem with this card, as there is a Better Cry, the keyword Murloc Better Cry, the fountain, and it was not counting this card as a taunt, so when you played, were getting less stats. So now they fixed it. This has a taunt. I mean, it had a taunt, but now it has a taunt that actually taunt. It's kind of funny. They finally fixed the bug, so it's actually kind of funny. Actually funny that it has a taunt finally. And the another change is Pokey is now tier 5. But back to 1-1. Actually, surprisingly, when you were high rolling and getting Pokey early, the +1/+2 was actually quite playable. It was actually quite playable, and even yesterday I won the game with Pokey for the chat, obviously, but it was actually quite playable. I'm kind of excited this being at tier 5. We'll see the stats. Like, we have to test this card. Is it worth investments? But this is basically like a golden gem rat, right? I mean, a bit worse because you're not getting the spells for the Hog Rider, but in the short term, it's kind of sweet. So you see how this goes. I'm welcome side because this card was, since it was changed to at the start of your turn, was kind of trash. So they have to do something to make it playable. The another change, kind of like not changed. The Implant Subject is back to being buffed with Reborn. Hopefully it's not bugged again, as you not get extra stats. And the card was kind of bad. Without the Reborn synergy, I mean, this card was really good in undead lobbies. There was obviously some synergy with other Murlocs, but the fact that it was not working with Reborn, it was kind of meh. So now it works with Reborn again, and it's gonna be a good tempo 3-drop. So yeah, welcome side. You really don't want a card to be weak and pointless. So it was weak and pointless, but now with Reborn, it's back to being good. And we need some good cards, but not broken, obviously. So no beyond the reason. Okay, so we're gonna go to the changes. They are nerfing the champion of Primus again, and this was needed as buy the Primus, get the Striker, Reborn everything, close your eyes. Very not fun and interactive gameplay. So what they did, they buffed the champion of Primus base stats, 14 HP, so it's harder to kill. The average is 3, so obviously you're not super happy. But Anub-arak is now tier 3, so you finally have something to buff your attack before the Primus. So you can implement this to get like a heads up and then play this card. And obviously Undead probably won't be able to compete with all the APM tribes. But now we have like, but at least the pattern of play gonna be way less, I would say, toxic. And way less problematic at lower MMR. At high MMR, I can handle Undead most of the times. But at lower MMR, the Undead were dominating for sure, according to the stats. So those two changes are probably welcome as you redistribute the power and don't make it. If I want to play Undead, I have to find the Primus early. If I don't, I will never play Undead again. You can actually run Anub-arak with like a Titus, Parrot, Herald. It's easier to triple, easier to get early and commit yourself to Undead. Cosmetic changes, Eternal Light is now 5-1. Let's fucking go. And the Stomper Summon 4. There'll be some, actually, this card might be actually now almost playable. There'll be some, actually the builds based on Death Stomper might be actually playable. As you can actually do quite nicely, there's a lot of token spawn right now, so this being at 4 is a huge buff. So maybe the Stomper will make some waves, especially in faster lobbies. And this is a one. Okay, so this is actually very funny. They removed the Boundless Potential, which is a very powerful spell that we're able to discover either unit or tavern spell of the tier we are at. People are abusing that to get Golden Touch and Eyes of Erdmother while being on tier 5. So what they did, they removed that spell. But demons were so OP and Eyes of Erdmother basically costing 0 for demons had to be moved to tier 6. I don't like this change. I mean, I think they should remove the spells and reintroduce something else. Hopefully that probably will happen in the future as this is very problematic. But yeah, it costs only 4 now. So this is a buff to Quillbars. This is actually buff to Quillbars, right? Because you can now, as a Fatmother, your Taunton Blazer or your Gemrat. It's a buff to Demons, maybe. I mean, it will still cost 0. But with Demons, you have to kind of level to 6 now, which is kind of funny. We'll see how this goes. This is interesting because it only costs 4. So it's a very, very cheap now to golden your powerful tier 4. We have some Anomaly updates. So it's really hard to tell which of the pictures, but Secret of Narganon is a tier 7 anomaly. I played close to 100 games in solo. I'm yet to get tier 7 anomaly. I'm losing my mind. So it's more frequent now. Thank you very much. Maybe I'll get it. Okay, emergency landing is appears less frequently at higher ranks. Welcome sight. I think this one is we have 3 1-drops, if I remember correctly. Golden Friendship. Okay, Golden Friendship, I'll bottle up, and Line in the Sand. I have no idea what that means, and I'll be... Okay, so this is very weird. Cosmic Duality, which is a double hero power and quite fun, appears less frequently. Like, hello? And Artanis and Greybow cannot be together, which is kind of a good change, because you could go Mothership, and you can actually go Infinite. The Carrier is still in the game, right? Even though you don't spawn... Even you don't spawn the thingy. Oh, it's instant water. Okay. What is emergency landing then? I don't know. What is... I mean, I can Google. Oh, emergency landing is the one that you remove... this is the one that you remove the unit from the tavern. And it's actually a very fun one, but people are abusing the bowlers. And they remove that for high ranks, but you can bowl at lower ranks with this. Like, it's fun. You can just... It's actually funny. Scab's Honor is Scabs and Tess were banned, which kind of makes sense because you were able to golden the scout and was kind of powerful. Incubation Mutation. What is Incubation Mutation? Is this the one that all tribes? I think this is the all tribes, right? Yeah, minions with no type has Almi. So they kind of banned the Kerrigan. She was really good, but not super broken in that one. Treasure Hoard. What is Treasure Hoard? Wood is added to ban list. It's Treasure Hoard. Dude, I just don't know. They should put the pictures. They should really put the pictures, dude. I don't know why they didn't put the pictures. Yeah, okay. So Treasure Hoard is the one you discover. What is Line in the Sand? What is dude? Like, they should really put the pictures. I'm gonna put that forward that they should put the pictures, as I don't know the names. I just don't know the names. Okay, so they banned the ETC in Line in the Sand, and the one this is like for the duos, right? This is like for the duos, and they ban it. I don't know why they ban ETC. Was there something broken out there? Okay, I love this one. So there is a Nugen shift disc, right? When everyone get the panda, and they remove the Lord Barrow, as it was impossible to do the bets, right? Because everyone picked the same skin. So you were just getting Lord Barrow hero power, you were pressing the button, and you couldn't tell who is who, right? This is crazy. You couldn't tell who is who, right? It's actually crazy. Does that like... Maybe they remove that. They removed the Jim Raynor, Queen Ashara, and some stuff from the Golden Arena. They banned Galakron in Golden Arrow. Galgan in Tempest. They removed the Jim Raynor and Artanis, but they didn't remove the Gav. Can we remove the Gav from one? Galgan in Tempest is you know, it's just like I wish they removed it. I didn't even play that Anomaly. Alright, some more changes and some bug fixes. There you go. Okay, so they fixed the bug that you can get the same hero power twice in a dual hero power. And factory line was fixed. If you had no units, nothing to copy, it was broke for the forever, so they fixed that bug as well. Okay, so that's it. All the changes. Don't forget to subscribe and like. And yeah, bye-bye.